now we are going to start with the chapter of inorganic chemistry, that is the alcohol, phenol and ethers. As you all are aware of the organic principles now, because in the previous class also, that is in 11th, you studied that the principles of general organic chemistry. So here we are just going to apply those you can say the reactions, the mechanisms, the IUPACs, and here we are in a position to start with a chapter that is the alcohol, phenol and ethers. So this is my advice to you, like before you start this chapter or before you start with this video, just go through that my video in the 11th class, that is the general principles of organic chemistry, because once you are done with that you can say the video, then you will be able to understand it in a better way, because that actually includes the you can say basic principles which are very much required in organic chemistry. So here like if you will just go through that video first and then start with this video. So this is alcohol, phenol and ethers. So before we start up that, I just want to make you familiar that what is actually alcohol, what is actually phenol and what is actually ether. As we all know that we have certain functional groups. Functional groups are the certain groups which are present in an compound, organic compound, and which actually govern the properties of that compound. So these three are also a functional group, that is the alcohol, phenol and ether. If we talk about that, how they are generally abbreviated, like in case of functional group, how they are written actually. So alcohol is written something as ROH. That means it has an hydroxyl group. And what is this R? This is a hydrocarbon chain. Can be of 2 carbons, can be of 1 carbon, can vary up to any limit. And phenol is that, again it has an OH group, but here this R is actually, you can say, an aromatic compound. So when aromatic compound is having a hydroxyl group, it comes out to be phenol. Ether is designated as ROR, in which this R and R are alkyl groups, and they can be an aromatic group also, right? They can be aryl group also. For aromatic compounds, we use the word aryl, that is AR, right? And otherwise you use alkyl. I'll write here alkyl and aryl. So first we will study the alcohol. What is actually the alcohol? See, if any aliphatic hydrocarbon, you can say, as I'll state for example, suppose this is my aliphatic compound, that is the methane. As it has got 4 hydrogens, so I can replace one of them, you know that, we can do it. So if one of this H is being replaced by the OH, it becomes alcohol. Because as you can see, this is the alkyl group derived from methane. After replacing one hydrogen, we get an alkyl group, methyl group, right? So now its one hydrogen is being replaced by the OH groups, so it now becomes methanol, or you can say it now becomes a member of alcohol. So this is what actually is alcohol. So whenever any aliphatic hydrocarbon, like in any aliphatic hydrocarbon, you replace one hydrogen with OH, it becomes a member of alcohol. That means it now possesses the functional group, that is the OH hydroxyl group, and it will be placed in the category of the alcohol. So this is actually an alcohol, and you will be curious to know that what are the actually states of the alcohol. Alcohols are generally liquids. I'll write here, they are generally liquids. We'll study more in detail. So like for this moment, I'm just making you familiar, because as we are going to start with the chapter, we'll be taking up the preparations, we'll be taking up the properties, physical as well as the chemical, and we'll be taking up certain tests also, right? So we'll be doing everything in detail, but here what I want to do is that I just want to make you familiar that what actually these compounds are, right? Because if you are clear with the basic concept, then you will be able to do the next step. Right, so this is our first crucial step, right, just an introduction. So what is an alcohol? Whenever any aliphatic hydrocarbon which contains a replaceable hydrogen, if minimum one of the hydrogen is replaced by the OH group, we say that it belongs to a category of alcohol. And even you can replace 2H also. So I'm just telling you that minimum 1H should be replaced by the hydroxyl group. Then it will become a member of an alcohol. So this is what is an alcohol. As I stated an example, this is methane. Here what I did, I just replaced one hydrogen with OH, and as a result now my compound turned out to be a member of alcohol, that is methanol. Now the second thing is, what is phenol? What is phenol? Actually the same, like the phenol and alcohol both are same, that as they both carry the same functional group, that is the hydroxyl group OH. The difference that lies between them is that here you are replacing a hydrogen from an aliphatic compound, that means a straight chain compound or a branch chain compound, there is no ring involved. And here what you are doing is you are removing hydrogen from an aromatic compound, that means a ring like structure. Suppose I will state you with an example. Suppose this is my benzene, as you all know that this is benzene with 3 alternate double bonds, right. So this is my benzene C6H6. Here what I am going to do is, like if I put CH, I will just put CH as so as to make you familiar with all the atoms which are actually present. So this is my benzene actually, right. I can write benzene in this way, I can even write benzene as this. This means the same thing, that it possesses the 3 alternate double bonds. So here what I am going to do is, I am just going to remove one H, and after removing one H, what I get, I just add an hydroxyl group to it. Just look at the board. So what I did, I just added one OH group, everything remains same. Everything remains same. And where this OH, you can say at which place this OH has come, it has just replaced this hydrogen. It has just replaced, because whenever we are adding something or we are subtracting something, if we are adding certain group, we are taking out certain group, what we have to consider is that the tetravalency of carbon should not get affected, because carbon is a tetravalent, we cannot exceed its valency, we cannot decrease its valency, so its valency has to be satisfied. So you need to take into consideration, so whenever you are adding something, you are removing something, just take into account that the valency of the carbon should be 4. So this is what I did, because I didn't add OH directly to the CH, because if I would have done like this, then you can see that the valency of carbon here is 1, 2, 3 and again, so it is, and this is a double bond, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. It becomes 5, and as we all know that carbon is a tetravalent, we need to satisfy only 4 valency, so actually this is wrong. So whenever you need to add a OH group, we need to replace the hydrogen atom. So when we are replacing that hydrogen in an aliphatic compound, it comes out to be a member of alcohol. But if we replace that hydrogen in an aromatic ring, it becomes an aromatic compound, that is the phenol. That is the phenol. So alcohol and phenol both are the same thing, that they both possess the hydroxyl group. The difference is that here we have replaced hydrogen from an aliphatic hydrocarbon, and here we have replaced hydrogen from an aromatic compound. So this is what actually is the difference. So that means when we are talking of aromatic compounds, and if a compound possesses the OH groups, it turns it from alcohol to phenol. This is what is the difference. Now third is the ether. In ether is actually you can say is written as ROR, where R and R, as I wrote, can be an alkyl group, can be an aryl group. Alkyl means when you replace the hydrogen atom from the alkanes, methyl, ethyl, propyl, butyl, hexyl, you all know now, right? But when you are replacing that R with an aromatic ring, which we say as aryl group, then it is said to be an ether. So that means ether is that which has one or more replaceable hydrogen atom, and one or more H of hydrocarbon is replaced by either of alkoxy group. Alkoxy group is nothing but OR, that means this is going to be alkyl group here. And when you replace it with the alloxy group, that means the OR dash I will write, or we will write OAR again. So that means this is the aryl group. Right. So this becomes ether. Just look at the board. Suppose I have this kind of structure, right. So here what I get to see is that here suppose if I have initially CH4, what I did, I just replaced one H, I took out one H, and here I satisfied the valency by adding the alkoxy group, and in this case the alkoxy group is nothing but the, you can say that alk member is of one carbon, so it is methoxy group, right. So that means it comes out to be this formula. So this is actually you call it as the ether, where this specifies R, this is O and this is R, and in this case R and R both are the alkyl groups. keep in mind these alkyl groups can be same, these alkyl groups can be different, there can be one alkyl group, one aryl group, anything can happen. We'll discuss it later on when we'll discuss ether in detail. I'll just make you familiar with all those concepts, but for this moment you should know that that actually the ether is ROR, where you have replaced one hydrogen of the aliphatic compound and or an aromatic compound, and we are replacing it with either with OR or either we are replacing with OAR, where AR specifies the aryl group, right. So that means I can have this kind of structure and also I can have this kind of structure, right. So this is my alkoxy group, and here I have replaced the hydrogen with alloxy group. Right. So anything can happen. So this is actually the what is the alcohol, phenol and ether, a basic introduction. What like by looking at the compound, I think now you are able to recognize that whether it is a member of alcohol, whether it is a phenol or whether it is an ether. This much must be knocking in your mind, that why we are going to study this alcohol, phenol and ether as a separate unit. Do they serve any you can say a useful purpose to us? Yes, it do serves a useful purpose. Actually, these compounds are used in various fields. They are used actually in various fields, or in the daily routine you are using many substances around which are actually you can say made of alcohol, phenol or ether, 3 of them or 2 of them or 1 of them. So that means they are very important. So let us list them all. You know that in lab you use spirit generally to you can say in many you can say in many tests and all you use spirit. Spirit is nothing but an alcohol. Spirit is nothing but a alcohol, right. Likewise, we use clothes like we use clothes to make different dresses. Clothes are again made up of these substances. And you know that the medicines which we use are mainly formed of these compounds. When they actually have alcohol, phenol or ether, one of the constituent, right. So that means they are used in the medicinal industry as well. Moreover, you know that the preservatives that we use to preserve certain substances, they are also made up of, they also have alcohol, phenol or ether or either of them as a constituent. So that means again it is very important. And you often relish going to parties and all where you used to drink, where you drink hard drinks and all. You know that hard drinks is nothing but an alcohol. That means the beer, whiskeys, wine or whatever we take, right, they are all they actually they are made up of alcohols. So actually I think it's clear that the alcohol, phenol and ether are this thing helping in the many substances, as they are constituent of many substances around. So that means we are in immediate need to study about these compounds, because we should know that actually what is the preparation, how we can prepare it, what are the physical properties they possess, what kind of chemical nature do they have, how they are going to react with acids or base. So this is a, you can say, a big issue which we should be aware of, right. So now like as you are this thing, you have a basic knowledge about that what is alcohol, phenol and ether and what are the purpose actually they are fulfilling up. So now we are going to take one by one in detail, right. So just look at the board carefully.